Hi babies, welcome back to my channel. It is finally 2016 and I'm so excited for all the new content I'm going to have for you all this year. I will be getting a new camera. I'm using my brother's camera as of now while I'm on break. Please forgive me that I have not been completing my boys series or any of the videos I promised you all, because literally I wake up, take a shower, put back on pajamas, watch Netflix and eat. That's all I've been doing this whole break because my semester was so stressful. I really just needed a break. So I'm going to come to you all with the last story time of my boys series, which is going to be the boy who had a secret baby. And we're just gonna go ahead and get started with it. So I have a best friend and he is the RA at one of the freshman dorms over at the school across the street from me. If you don't know what RA is, it's a resident assistant. So they basically make sure no one's sneaking into the dorm, you know, checking people in, tending to all the freshmen's needs for their you know, first year. Even if they're older, we all have RAs in dorms. And so basically I think this was maybe, well, this was close to like in September. You know, me and Jasmine would sit at desk with him, which is just like there's this big desk right as you walk into the doors of the dorm, and they just sit there checking people in if they're bringing in visitors and just making sure nobody's doing anything crazy. So we would sit on desk with him, and so I saw this boy and he kept looking at me. I thought he was cute, but I really wasn't messing with it because, you know, honey, I ain't got time for no freshman. Though technically this is my sophomore year, so I guess I was a freshman before, but I just wasn't for it, you know. And so, you know, he kept looking at me. I didn't really think anything of it because once again, he's a freshman. And so I went to the library probably like a week or so later, and his friend, who we had just met, who we started becoming cool with, he came into our little study room and wrote his friend's number on a piece of my notebook paper and told me to text him. Now I didn't know what this boy's name was, and so I didn't know who this boy was that he was putting his number down on my paper. And I was just thinking like, ew, first of all, who is this? Second of all, why didn't he just come in here and ask me for my number himself? So I just never thought to text him. I'm just like, I'm not texting this because I don't know who this is. And so a week later, the boy followed me on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, that's who it is. So I commented on his picture. I'm like, oh, you're so-and-so. And he's like, yeah, I've been waiting for you to text me. And I'm like, all right, you know, I didn't know who he was, so of course I wasn't gonna text him. So from there, we started texting. I actually met him at the library. We were, you know, I don't want to say we were talking, but you know, we were texting and whatever. And you know, he would come over. He actually snuck in my dorm like a few times. He actually got caught once, but he would sneak into my dorm a few times. So you know, fun times, college fun times, fun stuff. Okay, so basically, it got to a point, well, not even to a point, but like within that couple weeks, you know, I was talking to my best friend, Cephas, about it. And you know, he always has the tea, honey. So he was like, you know, he has a baby, right? Because like, you know, he'll say the girls are talking. He's like, the girls are talking and he has the baby. And I'm like, he don't have no baby. You know, go ahead, let me check Instagram because, you know, I ain't see no baby. No baby was on his Instagram. So I'm like, see if he's lying. He ain't got no baby. So I'm like, well, let me not assume. Let me go ask him myself. So I went to the library, like I think a couple days later, and so I texted him and asked him, was he going to the library tonight? And he was like, yeah, I'm going. I was like, okay, cool, because I have to talk to you about something. So he gets there, we go to like the top floor of the library, hidden off area, and so I'm like, so yeah, I heard that you have a baby. And he's just kind of looking like what are you talking about? Like, He was like, who told you that? I was like, you know, that's not important. You know, do you have a baby? So he's like, would it matter if I did? And I'm just like, do you have a baby? Like, what you mean? And he basically was like, yeah. He told me the whole story, how at first he didn't know that he had a baby, because the mom she never told him that the baby was his. People was telling him that the baby was his, and he wasn't believing it because she never told him. And he was like, you know, he paid child support. That's why he took a semester off of, or a semester or a year off of school. So that's why I messed with him, because even though he was a freshman, he was still my age. So yeah, you know, he was like, he paid child support, all that. So I'm like, okay, let me give him a chance, because I like him, and I don't know, just because I liked him. There was no other reason for me to give him a chance aside from me liking him, because he really did lie. And I was like, you know, so when were you gonna tell me? And he was like, well, you know, when I got to know you better. But whatever. And so, you know, everything was going cool for about a week. And so I would go meet him outside his dorm. And so he was, you know, we were just playing around one day, and I was like, oh my God, you're so immature. He literally took it to heart. He just walked away from me, just left me outside by myself, walked away from me. And I'm just sitting here like, is he serious right now? Like, he can't be serious, because I was clearly joking, like, you know, I was joking. No, he was dead ass mad at me for saying that he was immature. I think that, I don't know if it was the next day, the next couple days, or the weekend, but it was homecoming. And so there was tailgate going on. I saw him at tailgate. He did not speak to me. I texted him, and I was like, okay, sir, are you not speaking to me? Not replying. He was not replying to my text messages and nothing. I end up calling him, and he answers and acts like, what are you talking about? I wasn't ignoring you. Mind you, he walked past me like 5-6 times and didn't say anything, so clearly he was ignoring me, because I know he saw me. And so, you know, from there, it was still, yeah, wasn't really working. He was still ignoring me. So I decided, let me have a come to Jesus moment. Let me go to the house of the Lord, because, you know, my spirit is broken. Because I was just upset. You know, and you know when you go to church and like after a long time, and then you feel like the pastor's like speaking to you. He was just telling my whole life, honey, when when I was at church, and I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know. I was just so upset about it. So when we got back, because I went with my RA friend or whatever, when we got back, you know, we went back to his dorm, and he was there, the boy was there, and he started talking to me about it and saying, you know, he don't really know why he was ignoring me and all of this stuff. And I don't know. Even after that, it was still like, it wasn't like it was before. So I feel like I should have known when he didn't tell me that he had a baby, that should have automatically been a red flag, which comes to the moral of this story. I feel like in situations like that, when you get that type of red flag, because I feel like as a man, he should have told me that he had a child. Like, that should have been the first thing you do, and then decide, hey, okay, I have a kid, you know, if you want to take it, you know, from here, then we can. I just feel like that should have been an automatic to tell me that he had a kid, or at least within those couple weeks, not me having to find out throughout campus that you have a kid. And so ultimately, he was immature. He's still immature. I don't talk to him. I walk past him. I don't speak, because I just really am confused at what he thinks this is, who he thinks he is. And you just ignoring somebody who did absolutely nothing to you. I really should have left it alone after he, you know, didn't tell me about the baby situation, but I didn't. And that's the thing, ladies. When it comes to guys, I don't know, I feel like we just give guys too many chances. They don't deserve that many chances. And constantly giving people chances or giving people passes, they feel like they can do whatever. you know, the whole situation wasn't cool. So that is my last story of my story time, my boys series. I am so excited again for this new year, and I hope that you all continue watching my videos, help me get better in my journey through YouTube, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.
This was